Hello again. We are again in tactical solving problems, trying to understand how to assess positions that we get. So this is the first one. It should be quite easy. Looking at the board, you should be able to see that we have a possibility to get quite a large material advantage. Before I start the explanation, remember that you can always stop the video, think about the position, even put on the board and try to find the solution, and only then listen if the solution was correct or not. So in this case, we just hit the knight, and then we hit the second knight, and we are a full piece ahead. Okay, next example. Here the queen moved to g4, which is a mistake. You should understand why it's such a mistake. Okay, again, you can stop the video and find that the bishop, which is threatened twice by the rook and by the queen, and if I don't do anything, next move, it will be taken, can deliver a check, and then the queen remains undefended, and we just take the queen, and we won a full queen. Another one. Okay. White just took our piece, and now it's our turn. We just take the rook, it's undefended, and we take the second rook, and that's it. Okay, next one. The king moved to b8. What can we do? Okay, think it's very similar to the last problem. Look, the queen is threatening the c file. All those squares are taboo for the black king. The rook is undefended. So if we move here and give a check, the black rook is undefended, and we just took it. And we remain a rook against the bishop, so it's nice advantage. Next one, the king moved to h7. What can I do? First, you see that I can threaten a check on g5 and on g5. Okay. So if I threat a check on g5 and the king moves to h6, rook to h8 is mate. So the rook must take the knight, and then we hit the rook with our pawn, and again, we have a rook against the bishop, which is a knight advantage. Okay, next one. King moved to a2. The threat, of course, is mate in 1. White just takes the bishop and its mate. What can we do? Okay. We see that we can threat check with the bishop, but it doesn't help us anything. We can threat a check with the queen. Doesn't help us anything, but we have also this pawn. Look, this bishop that is such a poor piece because it is threatened to be taken by the rook, controls this diagonal. So if I move with the pawn here, It's mate, because the white king cannot take the pawn because the queen is defending it, and this diagonal is controlled by the bishop. So it's mate in 1. Next one. King move to h5. Again, please find the mate in 1. Okay, this is the solution. Next one. Pawn took d6. What can I do? Okay. I'm trying to understand because this bishop is not defended. So what prevents me from taking it? Nothing. Okay, let's try another one. The pawn took c4. And what can I do? You see that I threaten check on h8, and then the king can go either to f7 and g7. If you go to f7, I can check it with the knight. And if you go to g7, okay, so this is the correct move, because if he goes anywhere, I just take the rook. Last check if I have a better move, but this move looks good enough. Okay, so that was it. And again, we remain with a rook against the bishop. And of course, we have 3 more pawns, so this is completely winning. Next one. Knight took d4. So here is an unusual position where there are many moves that you can play, but try to look for a move that forks. This is called the royal fork. Try to find it, and here it comes. Okay. Next one. Black has moved bishop g3. What can we do? Okay, look at the position. Both sides have a rook, a queen, and 3 pieces. Black has 2 bishops and a knight, and white has 2 knights and a bishop. Generally speaking, in most positions, the pair of bishops is better than the pair of knights, but this special position is quite closed in the center, so not speaking about the tactical possibilities, white should be a bit better because of this. But again, there is a tactics that wins a piece. So try to find it. If you manage to find it, it's very nice. And if not, here is the move, and we win the bishop. Okay. So next one. King moved to h7. I didn't manage to see what he was hitting, but it's okay. And again, black is a piece up, but his rook is threatened twice. So just taking the rook and taking the rook with the queen, and we won the exchange. If I have a rook against a knight or a bishop, I have the exchange up. Okay, this is an endgame. In endgame, you have to be very careful not to make a mistake that may stalemate the opposite, the enemy, opponent. But here there is a very nice mate in one, so try to find it. And this is the solution. Again, an endgame, and here white is a piece down. If we have two bishops against a lone king, we will win the game. But we must be careful. For example, if we now take the bishop with the king, it's a terrible mistake because the white king will take our bishop and then we will not be able to win. So our first mission is to make the white king going away. And so we give him a check. Now he's away, he cannot hit our bishop anymore, and we just take his bishop and we will win because the endgame of two bishops against the lone king is winnable. Okay. Black took d4, and now if we take back the queen, black will just take us with the knight. He will be in the exchange down, but it's not such a big advantage. He has a pawn, and so advantage, being a rook up against a knight and the pawn is not so sure. But here we have this tactical position option. I want to explain to you why. Because the pawn is pinned, we cannot hit the rook. It's pinned, so we are a rook up. So black just tries to hit our queen, but it doesn't help because we take it back, and now he's just a rook down. Okay. Rook took e6. What can we do? Okay. If we look just at the position, we see that that white rook threatens the queen, threatens to go to g6 and check our king. So we have to be energetic and find something to do. Look at the pawn, the f2 pawn weakness. Our rook threatens it, the queen threatens it, and if we take it, the king must go to the corner, and now we just check it and mate it. So this is the solution. Let's do another 4 and finish this session. Black has just put his rook on b8, disregarding our possibility of checking, forking the king and the rook. Now we just take the rook and that's it. Okay, next one. Knight took e5, and both sides has 2 pieces and 4 pawns, so equal. But there is a tactical shot, and black loses now because I took his bishop. If he wouldn't take the pawn, the next move would be promotion to a queen. So this was forced. He couldn't do anything else. Okay. Now it's a nice mate in 2 moves. Try to find it. I hit the pawn and again, and this is mate. Last one for this session. Bishop went to d8. What shall I do? The threat is pawn goes to a8 and promotes to a queen. So I do not have time to do anything else. I must take the bishop, otherwise this square would not be protected. I hope that you enjoyed this session, and we'll meet in the next one.